Now, Hillary has a huge likability problem along with a trust problem, and why not? Down deep in Hillary's DNA is a burning desire to make over America in the image of the socialist Saul Alinsky. And a new documentary is exposing Hillary for what she is, an anti-constitutional radical. Joining me now from the OAN newsroom, former policy analyst in the Reagan White House, best-selling author, and creator of Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party, Dinesh D'Souza. Dinesh, congratulations. You're the highest-grossing documentary of 2016. I think it's successful because you're going after the truth. Why do you think it's a success?
Well, it's successful because the movie destroys the moral capital both of the Democratic Party and of the Clintons. You know, the Democratic Party has always claimed to be the party of the ordinary man, the little guy, the party that emancipated blacks, fought for civil rights, fought for immigrants, fought for minorities. Now, the reality is that the Democratic Party has done none of those things. It is the party of slavery, of segregation, of Jim Crow, of the Ku Klux Klan, of lynching, forced sterilization, a lot of sympathy for fascism in the 1930s. This is the actual history of the Democratic Party. The Clintons are in a kind of gangster tradition that's been in the Democratic Party for a long time. Typically, the Democrats had these urban big city bosses who looted the treasury, gave contracts to their buddies, and trying to push their opponents aside. But never before has anyone taken this to the national or even the international level. So the Clintons are sort of like Bonnie and Clyde, and they've had their hands on the levers of power, but to put them back into the White House, I think, would be a bit too much.
And about a third of your film, the first one-third of it, more or less, chronicles the Democrat Party that you're describing, the party of Jim Crow and slavery, etc. And then you kind of weave back into Obama's America, your other documentary, and then you have the convergence between Barack Obama and his love affair with Saul Alinsky, and Hillary Clinton and her love affair with Saul Alinsky. And this is a crucial moment, I think, in the documentary. Don't you agree?
Yes, it is. Alinsky was the bridge between Obama, the current president, and Hillary, the aspiring next president. And yet there are important differences. Obama never knew Alinsky. He kept going back to Chicago to study under the Alinskyites. But Hillary knew Alinsky. She met him in high school. She wrote her thesis on him. She maintained a friendship with him over many, many years. And many conservatives focus on Alinsky as some kind of a radical because he wrote the book Rules for Radicals. But in the movie, we show that there's another side of Alinsky. This is Alinsky, the thief, the extortionist, and the gangster. Alinsky was a petty street thief on the streets of Chicago. He figured out schemes to rob the University of Chicago when he was a student there. And then he got in with the Al Capone gang, and he began to learn their extortionist rackets. Now, by the way, this is all stuff from Alinsky's own mouth. We quote his actual words in the film. And then Alinsky goes, I didn't like the fact that gangsters, when they tried to extort money, got knocked off. So I figured if I apply those lessons to politics, I could do the same kind of extortion without getting knocked off. So it's really eye-opening that Hillary Clinton was mentored by this thief and gangster.
It's fascinating stuff, and I didn't know that portion of Saul Alinsky. It's really, really revealing who this guy is. Basically a common criminal, just a thug. But Bill and Hillary, they basically, as what we've been saying on this program, and many people I think know, have had a business relationship all these years. And it's not really a marriage. It's a marriage of political convenience, if you will. And you have the mastermind, which is not Bill Clinton, it's Hillary Clinton. And you have the consummate politician, which is Bill Clinton. And they have arranged this relationship for mutual benefit.
Well, this is something I get into somewhat in the movie, but even more in the book of the same title, Hillary's America. To call their marriage a business relationship does it way too much credit, because two people can come together. I mean, I come from a country where you have arranged marriage and you have business relationships. Theirs is an extremely twisted relationship based upon each person getting something very sick out of the other person. For Bill, it is protection against his sex addiction and his sexual predation. Hillary has provided cover for him for 30 years, allowing him to not only philander but also abuse women, and she goes after the women that Bill abuses as if they are blaming the victim in effect. But what does she get? What does she get in return for this? What she get? Sorry. what she gets is a kind of a pitch man, and Hillary could never have become a national figure on her own. She needed a kind of used car salesman, and Bill is the best one around. So she attached herself to Bill. She provides the sexual protection. He agrees to do her pitching work for her, and that's what you saw at the Democratic Convention in Philadelphia, a big squid-like cloud of rhetoric emitted by Bill. Notice he never mentioned Alinsky in giving his Rapunzel bio of Hillary. It was all edited, it was all selective, it was all misleading, and at the end of the day, all very disgusting.
And as you say, they're literally stealing America through the Clinton Foundation. I call it a money laundering scheme, influence peddling. All along the way, Hillary denied, just like Bill Clinton did, of course, in the 1990s. This documentary is still in the theaters, correct, Dinesh?
Yes, it's in 1,200 theaters, and if I may say, Graham, if people go to Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com, they can watch a trailer, plug in their zip code, it'll tell them where the movie's playing near them.
Well, unfortunately, what the Clintons want to do, especially Hillary Clinton, is turn our constitutional republic into some sort of banana republic, and you must watch this documentary because it gives you great insight into what they're trying to do. Dinesh, thank you.